Absolutely. So I got a combo question here. I'm going to put these two together, okay? The first one is from Braden, and he says, I feel like everyone forgets about Drew Pyne. Am I missing something? Has he been struggling in practice? So that's that's part one. And then part two, and I'm not even, you want to attempt that name?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. How much do we know about Brendan Clark's knee? Is he absolutely out this spring and or fall for Buckner to get a jump to compete for the number 2 spot over Pyne? So kind of a quarterback frenzy type questions here. What are we hearing about Drew Pyne, Brendan Clark, etc.?
Yeah, we actually have scheduled. We were going to do it today at noon, but somebody, I don't want to say point names or point fingers. Somebody had some mistakes where he had to go take care of some things, so we couldn't get it done. But we're going to have a more extensive podcast talking about those two quarterbacks, because I do think that what Braden Steele said is, I think Drew Pyne is being overlooked. I actually, Braden, I don't know if you check out our website, irishbreakdown.com, you can see the web address down there. In my midweek musings on Wednesday, that was my lead topic, was Drew Pyne. What I have heard about Drew Pyne is the exact opposite, is he does really well in practice. And what I was told by, some sources that have been in the program a while, he picked up the offense like that. I mean, his level of feel and knowledge of the offense as a true freshman was outstanding. So I think that there's a lot to like there. He's just small right now. I mean, that's the thing. He's just a small guy. You question, is he big enough? He's not a great athlete. I mean, he doesn't have those physical tools that are going to make you say, wow. But what I like about Drew Pyne is, to me, he is what you should want in what Brian Kelly wants. Brian Kelly, it's frustrating because he says things and then how he conducts personnel is completely opposite of what you should do in that situation. And so, like, he says, well, we don't have great playmakers on offense. Well, then why are you running an offense that requires your receivers to be playmakers?
Just to be better than the guy across from
it's period. Like if you don't have elite playmakers, then you should be running more RPOs. You should be running more meshes and more different things that to scheme those guys open, because you don't have great one-on-one players.
Right.
And then say, well, we don't have great receivers. So then you run an offense that demands you have great receivers. And then you say, well, we want a quarterback that's going to do this. And then he says that Ian Book is this, when Ian Book really wasn't that. Drew Pyne is that. And from what I hear is, like, he's already being brushed aside with Tyler Buckner and Jack Cohn. I hope that Drew Pyne gets a legitimate shot this spring, because I think Drew Pyne is going to surprise some people. And look, I get why there's a lot of fans that just kind of already written him off. And I understand it, because Tyler Buckner's film looks a whole lot different than Drew Pyne's film.
Buckner's a dude, right?
He is. Right.
It just is what it is.
But there's something about Drew Pyne that makes me say, if he's given a legitimate chance, it's going to be a lot harder than Tyler Buckner might think to beat him out. And I think if Jack Cohn wasn't here, I wouldn't be shocked if Drew Pyne would have had a chance to be that number 1 guy. Brendan Clark, I don't like to guess about injuries.
We haven't seen him. It's hard. Yeah,
it's been a couple weeks since anyone's told me anything about his knee. I don't think it is a major thing where he's going to be out like into the fall. I don't know about his spring availability, and I haven't been able to get anybody to answer that question. And I'm not going to speculate about an injury that without more concrete information. Hopefully he's healthy, because this is a big spring for him. He needs to develop. He needs to grow. He needs to take that next step, because he is the exact opposite of Drew Pyne, in that, I've heard for 2 years now that there's nobody on the roster that throws a better ball than Brendan Clark.
Right.
I mean, it is powerful and it is pretty. And we've joked about this before. There's times in practice when we got to see him, we're like, man, that ball was beautiful. Like, it was 8 feet away from the intended target, but it looked good getting there.
Right.
It's just, being able to be poised in live situations, being able to process information. He's still a really raw quarterback that was sort of a 2-sport guy in high school. He needs this spring to develop. And if he doesn't get this spring of rep work and teamwork and drill work, he's going to fall so far behind that he doesn't have enough talent to overcome that. He doesn't have the Phil Jurkovec talent, or the Tyler Buckner talent, where he can be the 4th guy and then work his way up. Not in this quarterback room. There is too much talent, in my opinion, in this quarterback room for him to miss the spring or parts of the spring and climb up the chart.